mean, I'm 32 years old. Can't keep doing this shit. Oh, man, you good.
Would you take Issa back?
Yo, what is up, everybody? You are listening to Where's My 40 Acres podcast. This is the Boob Tube Insecure Reviews. We're back for episode 6. We got 2 episodes left for the season.
So sad.
I know they done so much in 6 episodes already, but I don't feel like they won't be able to complete the story for this season, and that's why I love Insecure.
Yeah, I'm sad mostly because it kind of feels like we just started Insecure. I guess because we were so excited for it to come back on, and just to know that, oh wow, 2 more episodes. But yeah, I think these next 2 episodes are going to be kind of like a wrap up of a lot of like loose ends, loose stories that we never got. Like the whole thing about Tiffany and her husband. I feel like we're going to get some more insight into that.
Actually, I think they're done with her.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
You think they're done?
I think they're done.
Like she's not going to be on the next 2 ones?
No. I think in the last episode they might do all of them. Like they do every season, just to have them come together maybe, but I think they're done with that part of the story. I think the whole thing that happened with Kelly this episode and Tiffany, they were leading up to that, starting with the Beyonce, the Coachella episode.
Yeah, but you remember they kind of were, it was kind of weird, even Tiffany and her husband's relationship.
I mean, their relationship seems fine now. He's happy to be a dad.
Something. I think something we're gonna find out.
I don't think they have enough time to do all of that.
Maybe they'll have the baby.
I don't think that it doesn't have to be like a long drawn out thing, but I think it'll be mentioned.
I'm curious, what do you think is there between her and her husband?
I don't know, maybe like they had some issues going on, because it wasn't all peaches and cream at one point. Like it was kind of like they said some subliminal funny things.
This episode?
That made it like, huh?
This episode?
No, not this episode. Like, since she became pregnant.
Oh, I mean, but I'm just looking at his character like in the moment right now. Say he seemed fine this episode.
I'm just saying in general, like leading up to the last episode coming out. I think I'm hoping that, between Tiffany and her husband, something that is kind of addressed, because there is something there.
Maybe.
There's a lot of things you don't catch sometimes.
I'm just, like I said, I just base everything. Insecure kind of works in like moments of now, so I just look at what they presented us from his character this episode. If they were to bring something up, it would absolutely be introducing something that they haven't addressed all season. That's why I'm just kind of like, I don't know why they would do that in the last 2 episodes. But
you never know. Like, just I mean, again, it's 2 episodes. We really don't know. You never know. But that's just what I'm hoping, because I noticed that earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Like, I think everybody's like, oh, Lawrence is back. I actually think Lawrence is done. I think they did that whole him and Issa getting together and being able to have a conversation without like fighting or saying fuck you or anything like that, to show that they both kind of moved on in their different directions.
Like it was closure?
Yeah. Like closure after the storm closure.
Yeah, she said she's over him, so that kind of ended that. But yeah, I think that's the only reason why they brought him back.
Yeah.
Unless he's going to be trying to, because he did also say he tired of fucking hoes, but
it would. And this is my thing. The whole I'm tired of fucking hoes. Well, he the hoe that he got the clap. Like this nigga, everywhere he was going, he was like, "Hey, got this dick," and taking people back to his place and fucking them.
He really went all out.
I mean, like you do what you do. Like you do what you do. Those ladies are fucking him too, so everybody's having a good fucking time until everybody gets a round of applause.
It's all fun and games until you get chlamydia.
Mm-hmm. Clapping season, and now you got to take medicine, and as like Chad says, it happened to you, so it's part of your story now. Don't matter if you vaccinated or not. Part of your story, nigga.
It is. I mean, I'm kind of glad one thing I'm kind of glad that they did show was the fact that he was calling people. Because most dusty niggas ain't gonna do all of that. Be like, well,
Chaz wasn't. Chaz said he won't go do it.
Yeah.
No, because most of them don't. Like they'll go and they'll find. First of all, he went to the doctor. That's another like something most niggas ain't gonna do. And then to find out that he has it, all I have to take is some antibacterial. Okay, but I also need to let others know that I have it. At least he responsibly did that. Was calling people, despite him calling people that he didn't even fuck.
Yeah. They just completely...
At least he was responsible with that part.
We didn't even fuck.
And I like the way that they continued the episode from within the 7-Eleven cliffhanger of last episode. And they were really smart about the montage shit instead of doing a whole episode of flashback for Lawrence. Because again, with 8 episodes, you really don't have time to waste, and you need to find very efficient ways to tell people whole stories, like catch them up to now so we can continue with the story that they've already set in play this season. So the montage of him fucking and getting the clap and them kind of showing that he's doing better at his job too was a really ingenious idea. They were able to do that in like a smooth 5 minutes. And we're all caught up now. Because it ain't like he's been doing that much shit. He been fucking random chicks. He's actually now being listened to at work. So he's moving up there. He stopped trying to give them bullshit old ass ideas. Them Facebook beta ideas. And he getting STDs too. So he's learning about the body and everything. He's learning some anatomy about himself.
We found out about Chad.
Is it Chaz or Chad?
Thought it was Chad.
It can be either. It doesn't matter. He's lonely now.
I thought it was Chad as well.
He titty fucking Chad then now. On the strippers, snitched? Bruh. Like his boy snitched. You know one of them niggas snitched. Like, come on. Or she got cameras in the crib because she know that nigga be cheating.
Yeah, I think she probably got cameras. She might have hired one of them bitches. Was like, as soon as you see his dick, let a bitch know.
That nigga's a titty fucker. Did he titty fuck you? Like, she know. And he been fucking people since we met Chad. He been cheating. So that ain't no new shit. But I like the whole insecurity of him. Just kind of play it off. Like, he lives in this fantasy world of where he didn't cheat. And Lawrence has to keep reminding him, nigga, she left you because you cheated?
I'm so confused right now.
So you had to listen, like, Chad is he's mumbling this whole episode, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason he's mumbling is because in Lawrence's flashback, there's a scene where he's on the couch and the 2 strippers are on Chad, and he tells everybody to leave. And Lawrence is kind of looking like, well, you got 2 asses on you, and Chad like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna titty fuck him. And
who used to be his girlfriend?
He had a wife. Chad has always had a wife. They just never show her.
Oh, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, Chad always had a wife, but we never see her because it's pretty much showing us that he's out here fucking around in his relationship. Him and Dro should be real tight friends as far as I'm concerned. But
I know, and it can get confusing too because like in the scene when they're at the bar, it almost looks like. And didn't he kind of say that she left me at the altar, even my grandmother and them were there?
That might have been what happened. I think they were at his bachelor party when he titty fucked them girls.
To be married.
Right. So his bachelor party was the night before, and she found out. Yeah, she left him at the altar because she found out he was titty fucking strippers. Which that means one of his boys told. I guarantee you, like you saying his cameras, one of his boys told on him. One of his niggas straight up snitched on him. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't trust your niggas like that. All your niggas ain't your niggas.
Even if it's indirectly, because he could have told his homegirl and was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Let me tell such and such. But he was mumbling something serious at the bar, and then remember he said, "Man, you don't do that to nobody. My grandmother was there."
This nigga, we could have worked it out. I was like when Tiffany's husband showed up, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna be a good father." He jumped in. I was gonna be a great husband, but the bitch, I had to leave the bitch at the altar. So like Lawrence is like, "No, nigga, she left you. Nigga, you cheated."
Let's get it right.
Right. He was real insensitive about that shit. It's cool to see a bothered nigga on television. A nigga that was so confident, Mr. Bluetooth on the bench in that picture. all of a sudden now he is completely bothered by the fact. I mean, he took that risk. He pulled his dick out and he took that risk.
He did.
And there it is.
Especially because they are always levels to bachelor parties, and some niggas really believe like, oh, this is the last night I'm quote unquote single. I can fuck as a free pass because I'm not married technically.
Yeah.
No, not tonight.
Nope. No, there's no such thing. I hate that whole pass and shit. Like, I get a pass to go be freedom. That's bullshit. You shouldn't need that in a marriage. If you need a pass, then you shouldn't be in a marriage.
Exactly.
That's just it. I don't even understand how that works. But Ashley has my topics for the night, and she's gonna read them.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. In my best reading voice.
Right. So you don't have to start with the first one. So what have you been up to? That's Lawrence's whole backstory. So we surpassed that.
I don't know what you said, but I know why you're making me read this.
Yeah.
You wrote this like how you speak.
Okay. No, actually, you should just read it.
I don't know what you said, but you know who does. God.
So that was the scene where Issa goes to get the paperwork so she could get the block party initiative shit started, and that homegirl says something about her in Spanish. I have no idea what she said. I'm sure somebody translated it on Twitter. If I looked it up on Twitter, I'm sure I could find it quick fast. But if y'all want to find out, just go on Twitter and search insecure Spanish girl.
Couldn't even pick it up.
Yeah, no, yeah. See, she went in, but so Issa has no idea what she's doing with this whole block party shit. Like, she thinks she Dave Chappelle, but it's not gonna go like that. She don't have those connections.
Next month she's gonna have.
Bruh, she really like you need to plan shit like that 16 months in advance.
I don't want to crush her dreams, but it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense to me.
You need more than a month.
Yes.
I get she's all inspired.
She is. She's also impatient and a bit ridiculous. You need to get a location. You got to get permits for the location. Like she said, you got to get a permit for each fucking artist that's performing like this. You got to get vendors. You know, you got to do some type of promotion, because niggas ain't gonna just know you having a party that weekend, right? Like, people got to buy tickets and shit. She don't know if it's gonna be if it's gonna be free or not. Like, she don't have no legit.
She's like, I just want to throw a block party.
Then invite your girls over to the apartment and treat your apartment complex like the block.
And the thing is, like, the idea is a good idea, but just like what you said, she's very impatient. So her to be thinking that it's going to take a month or two to put a block party together in fucking Inglewood is absolutely insane. You can't do that anywhere.
Nah.
So yeah, like, just like what you said, 16 months. And for her, that's like minimum. Like, she's indecisive already.
I don't really understand.
And she knows nothing.
I don't get her friends sometimes, because her friends seem very highly intelligent and like they might have resources, such as Molly. You know what I mean?
Molly don't got no time for her or resources for her.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to throw a block party, you want to go talk to Molly.
I would think you'd want to go talk to probably Kelly.
Both of them.
Molly, I could see Molly helping with maybe some, but Molly in her own lost zone of hating on people with men in their lives.
I don't get.
Listen, self-hater. You know, yeah, Molly, one would think because of the legal aspects that she could help her out. But yeah, Molly, you know.
Ashley over here giving me the Cardi B face.
Anybody that's like, you know, because she's just like self-loathing. Like,
and
so she's not a good help. And then it's kind of like, well, okay, music. Then one would think, oh, Daniel, but it's like, no, he's no good either.
But he would be a good, and that's the thing. Like, she can actually use those connections if she wasn't trying to do, again, everything herself with her new love buddy, Nathan. Like, dog, no, first of all, you just met this nigga, so let's not rely on him to be your concubine and business partner. Like, let's not do that. And second, you have Kelly. You have Tiffany, who clearly has connections to event planners, because look at her baby shower. You got, like y'all said, like Ashley said, you got Molly, who could help her with the legal aspects if she could find some time to stop brown nosing up the male lawyers' asses at her job. And Daniel would have connections to people in the, you know, the area where they live at that would maybe want to perform at this event, right? Because you're not going to be able to get fucking SZA and Cardi to come perform at your little block party, you're gonna need people from around the way who have local clout to come through and do some shit with you. Like that's what you're gonna need because she don't have no money either, right?
Yep.
She don't have no vendors, she don't have no sponsors. We've talked about it on the podcast before, but a lot of those festivals that y'all go to that just pop up, and like if you live in Ohio, they having like the Ohio Music Fest. You're like, oh, they've never done this before. What is this? Okay, first of all, those are either being thrown by companies that do parties like festivals like that regularly, so they have the capital to do that, or like some of these hip hop joints that be popping up randomly out of no fucking where. There is some white dude with a whole lot of fucking money that is like, I want to throw a hip hop festival, and their birthday, their president or some shit or whatever, their family got money, somebody got money, and they are able to give them the capital necessary to do a festival like that. Because in reality, you don't make money off of festivals like that for like maybe the first 3 years that you do them. You hope to break even. Most people are in the hole though. She has no money and she's trying to do a block party. You got to pay somebody, or you better get some food truck vendors to come through and give you $300 to be able to park their shit on the street that week during the festival, because that's how you make your money back. You got to make it from people who want to set up tables, to sell t-shirts and shit, to promote they whatever, people doing food vendor and shit. You got to get all of that together, and she don't know none of that shit. So I know she came from We Got Y'all, but I don't know who got her right now. So she better get it together, because this shit gonna fail just as fast as it started. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see what she do in the next 2 episodes, because look like next episode she gonna be a hot unraveling mess.
Oh my gosh, I'm just.
I can't wait to talk about the episode next week. She has been kept all season, and the trailer, the preview for next week episode, she is so unkept, just running around the streets.
And we're gonna talk about that and that relationship with Nathan, because I have been there, and you have met the nigga Brandon that I have been there with, so I understand it. Not as unkept, but just the whole lack of communication thing. So
yeah, Ashley has the next topic.
I don't need your prompting.
Well, okay.
Hold on, maybe I do. Texting while driving is while driving is dangerous.
Yeah, so we get to see what Molly is doing, and that's when we see that she is in her whole jaded against anybody that found love in their world, because her assistant comes in to talk to her, and she's like, yeah, me and my husband, we're having a baby or had a baby shower, and he's albino, so we don't know what the kid's gonna look like when they come out.
That's not what the conversation was.
That's exactly what her assistant said.
That was a skewed up version of the conversation.
Oh, you tell me, what were they talking about?
Was
what were they talking about?
The lady came in, which, oh God, when she came into that office, I could understand how Molly felt, because you like really in your zone and you just want to do something quietly, and the next thing you know, there's somebody right there. Anyway, so she said, my boyfriend and I were talking about what our baby would look like, and there's a lot of possibilities because he's albino.
So you mean she just wasn't her husband, but all the albino stuff I just said was
No, they weren't planning a baby shower either.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Those are 2 significant details.
Tiffany's baby shower is being planned, though, so it matters.
I think that was the conversation.
You think?
Anyway, Molly's whole attitude, though. I didn't ask about your man.
Ain't nobody asked about your man.
Yeah, the hate on that was just thick.
Just unnecessarily hating, but that's what Molly do. And the way the scene started was Issa, while driving and texting, which y'all is dangerous, was telling her
she wrecked her car. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at penis and driving.
That is true.
Well, somebody use that iPhone, that Dropbox shit or whatever to do that shit. They sent her.
Yeah, remember it was the dude with the sloped head.
Yeah.
Remember he sent the dick pic and she was like, oh, and then bam.
Yeah. That happened. So she her and Molly talking. She's telling Molly, hey, Andrew, which was Nathan's Asian friend, like, hey, he got your jacket, girl. Go get your jacket. And Molly's like, I'm too embarrassed because I was falling all over him. I was unmollying myself all over him. So fuck that jacket. And she's like, just go get your shit. And at least we know what happened to the jacket. Like, Andrew was a true gentleman. He kept that jacket for her. He might have fought a white person over that jacket because I still feel like somebody stole that jacket. He just found out who did it, and he kicked their ass for Molly. So that's how the scene started, and then it ended with Molly hating on people with love in their heart.
Yes.
Yeah, she having some
As
dark
usual.
days. God, this is not a good season for her at all.
She puts it all. I mean, but the thing is, all of this is her fault. Like, you can't. You know how they always said, if you put out negative energy, that is what you bring back, and that's what she does. She puts out negative energy. Like she doesn't have any. She's overly confident, and that's mainly because she's not confident about herself, and she's self-loathing. Like, oh, I need to find a man. And then if you think about like the people that were good potentials, like even the dude a couple of seasons ago, Sterling K. Brown's, character. But what you dropped his ass for old seahorse face Dro. Making bad decisions.
I can't wait till we get to talking about Dro. What's next, Ash?
What's next is how do you know when it's real? You said TEL. I think you didn't type that correctly.
Okay, what is this? Can you read the whole thing?
But I think you're referring to when Nathan, he said, "Is this real? Is this real?"
Wow, is that what Nathan sounds like to you?
Let me talk to you about Nathan just right quick, my friends. You know who he reminds me of? I don't know, somebody. But he's just like...
What the hell?
I don't know. He's always rubbed me the wrong way.
Why?
Because I think he's full of shit, and we're going to find out soon.
I don't think he's full of shit. I think he's hiding something that's pretty serious.
That's the same thing.
That's one thing. I believe so. Like, when he kind of off in space for a little bit.
Yeah, like
that was weird as shit.
I'm sort of wondering if he's schizophrenic because he was like, "Is this real?"
Well, the same person shows up every time.
Well,
so
I
if
mean,
he's schizophrenic, at least he's
maybe
consistent.
he like snapped out and came back, and he's like, "Are you real?"
He's not Mary from Iron Fist. Like, he ain't gonna hear water and all of a sudden turn into a dainty
I don't know. I also don't
woman.
like his beard. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know. I feel like he should be a redhead, and it's bothering me.
He is a light brown hair.
No, he needs to be a redhead.
He
I don't know
might
if he
be.
dyed his hair that color to assimilate for the show.
No, he might have been a redhead when he was younger, but niggas get older and the shit fades.
just
and now
doesn't
he's
look-
light blonde.
And he's probably mixed with a bunch of stuff. So he just has red.
His
he
eyes are
blonde.
beautiful, aren't they? I think
He probably
as I recall.
Haitian.
Yeah, I just feel like
there's some people who when they get into the sun makes their hair change like a more redder
I
tone.
think it should just always be that tone. Because
You hating on this man for his hair though, like you ain't talking nothing about the personality or nothing.
I don't know, because here's the thing. He reminds me of that type. You know what I mean? Like that real pretty type that, they look all...
I mean, he is a pretty
no,
nigga.
hold on, because you don't have experience with pretty...
I got called a pretty nigga a lot when I was young.
That's
like,
not what I mean, okay? I think you're a beautiful man.
why you think I look rough now? Because everybody was like, "You a pretty boy," and I was like, "Okay."
I know, when I first met you,
wait till this facial hair start growing into real
Y'all
grown man hair.
listen to all this background tea, y'all.
Being a pretty
going.
boy is not only about the exterior, it is about the interior. It is a
No, it's
way.
not.
Hold on, I'm not done. You're not a woman.
What that got to do with being a pretty boy
You
though?
haven't been on the opposite end of this.
Of what? Being a woman and pretty boy?
It is a lifestyle. It is a lifestyle.
Why are you telling me about being a pretty boy? Nigga, I've lived this lifestyle.
I know.
So
I don't know why you're feeling like some kind of way.
listen, it's hard being a chubby nigga pretty boy.
No, you
okay?
were a pretty boy up until like 2008.
That's right.
And then you just straight up stopped.
Nigga, because that's when my first piece of facial hair, my first patch of facial hair
was like,
grew.
I don't need to do it anymore.
And I was like, first of all, I wasn't doing it on purpose, nigga. That's just how God built me. Second, I was like, first, this facial hair is
what
growing
did I
in.
tell you about calling me?
What, nigga? That's his facial hair started growing in. And I was like, oh shit, I can grow a beard.
I know, he was extra.
It's about to be
he
real.
was extra cute. And before he had like you are cute now. You're more like a man. But he had these braids.
I'm more like a man. Like, I'm more like a man.
No, he was like okay, if you look back at pictures of Brandon Oh my God.
This is great.
He has aged like 30 years. When
Wow.
This is not gonna sound nice, but he knows it's true. Like our graduation picture, he looks like he's 14 years old. And I'm like, oh my God.
Listen to this.
This
From
is
college.
great.
I was
college. He looks like a 14-year-old
She's saying
adolescent.
I was some legal tender. I ain't trying to do legal
I'm
tender.
not saying that, but we'll find the picture and we'll put it on the social media
I'm
outlets.
not putting nothing on the social media outlets.
All right,
Boom.
we graduated on the same day. I was looking back at the picture like maybe a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my God, there's no sign of facial hair. None at all.
It wasn't.
Completely clean. He looks like he's 18 years old. I'll give you that. 18.
Mhm.
And he was 23 probably.
Yep.
Since he stayed an extra year at college.
And then I started eating my broccoli and drinking my milk. And I
then
grew up.
like between that time and 2011.
Hey, like I said, once I realized that I was growing facial hair at like 24, I was like, oh shit, if this continues, I'm going straight to raggedy. Like I'm straight to it. And God, I think I've been to the barbershop in the last 6 years,
but
like
you
3
never,
times.
Well, while you were pretty and everything, you never had the lifestyle. When I mean, let me.
Oh
just-
no,
let me
I didn't
go
give a
into
fuck about that.
detail.
I didn't buy like dope clothes
Yeah,
and
you
shit like
didn't.
that.
You weren't matching your outfits. You
Nah.
weren't asking me if I had gaucho pants on.
Nah.
You weren't going into my closet.
Nah,
We weren't discussing hair.
nah.
Okay.
Not unless you was
So-
corn rolling mine. That's the only thing we was talking about.
Did you just say corn roll?
Yeah, sure. Roll my corns. It's the only thing I cared about. Like if you was corn on
And
my
then
hair.
I
that's
did
what's
your
up.
hair once. I did it to your.
So for those who don't know,
His
like,
hair is a
and
weird
I don't know, like we live in an open society now. I have no problem with saying this, but this was something I didn't necessarily hide it, but it wasn't something I flaunted around college. I can cornrow my own hair. Like I don't really need anybody to do it.
He was just trying to say, "Hey."
And
it's
I
me.
was I'm legit. I was legit in college a better cornrower than some of the women that y'all was sitting down legs between. Like for real.
Oh,
Yeah.
Done.
I could do it with my eyes closed.
It was real. I have to do it with my eyes closed, my own head. Like, I can't look at the top of my head while I'm cornrowing. But yeah, like I got pissed in high school because somebody was supposed to cornrow my hair and they didn't. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna need to figure this shit out because like when these shits need to be redone, they need to be redone. As long as they lined up in my head, I can pull them out one by one and redo them. That ain't no thing. And I figured out how to do this shit, and I got really good at it because motherfuckers like dudes and girls would be like, "Yo, who did your hair?" And I'll be like, "Yo, my homegirl did it." And
And you were
I did it.
lying. It was really you.
Yeah, I did it. I'd be lying. I'd be like, I did this shit.
So why didn't you say it was you?
I at first I didn't, but like as far when we got deeper into the years and I became like a senior and shit, people started like a lot of the girls who did my hair was like, "Yo, who redid your cornrows?" Because I didn't redo them shits, and I was like,
me.
I did them, and they was like, "Nigga, you can't cornrow," and I would pull one out, and they would do it, and I would do it. They'd be like, "Holy shit, you can cornrow?" I'm like, "Yeah."
So why were you getting girls to do your hair?
Because I can't line up. I'm lazy. I can't line up my own shit. Like I'm not gonna sit there and part my own hair to do the cornrow. I can do the cornrow though. So, and you know I can cornrow.
No, I know you can because I was one of the people that fell victim to your
Having to be redone.
because this not only was a way for him to get his hair done, it was a way for him to chat with the ladies.
No, it wasn't. I need to get my hair done.
It was.
I needed to get my hair done. It ain't had nothing to do with chatting with the ladies.
It had everything to do.
I have never
I picked
fucked
up
with
on
any of the
that
women who
quick.
did my hair,
It
except
was
for Ash.
right
Ash the only
after
one.
my Mean Girl Christmas party of
I
2007.
don't know what she's talking about.
where
We're
I
supposed to
wore-
be talking about insecure.
Okay, we'll get back to it.
Seriously.
Get back to it.
Right. This is wifey material shit.
Oh.
They supposed to be. They have to pay for this stuff.
The tangent was too long.
Yeah. Back to insecure. But yeah. So
Now that we're done talking about your hair.
thank you, Nathan in the bedroom. So the whole spacey shit tripped me out. Like I got that, and he came back to reality, and I feel like is this real? And I'm like, okay, is this nigga taking too much Molly, or like what's going on here?
I don't think
Also,
Molly.
I just want to I don't know. I feel like he might be bisexual, and I'm waiting to see if he's playing like the spectrum here. If he's like with her and with a dude on the side. Because it's just I don't know if I don't know if it's just because I look at the way he carries himself and I'm like, he look like he might like guys too.
Just free.
Right. And that would be and that would also might be like part of the reason he left Houston. Right. He was like, I just want to be free, right? I ain't trying to really be tied down to no
Frank
girl like
Ocean,
that.
like.
Yeah, and I'm looking like, yo, he really like he's really like kind of like touchy and feely with Issa. I be falling hard, and I'm like, I bet you he like guys too.
Why?
I don't know. It's just a vibe.
That's actually a good point because I guess we'll get to the end when she kind of has that epiphany, like, oh, I know what with all the things that happened, and I was like, well, I don't know what's going on, but now that you say that, that definitely could be a thing because I guess taking back from the Molly situation with what was his name, Brian. And him coming out, and he didn't even say he was bisexual. He just said he
sucked a dick or fucked a guy
or got his dick sucked, and then
sucked.
that was it. He said he knew he didn't like it, and that was it. And how uncomfortable that made Molly feel versus Issa was like, oh, that's not a big deal. But on the flip side, how would she feel if he came out and saying that he was actively bisexual?
Mm-hmm.
He never said why he left Texas, did he?
He said that a flood happened in Houston or whatever, and then he was like, just fucking go. Like he didn't have anything left there. He didn't have anything keeping him there after the flood. So he came here. And like you said, that really is kind of Frank Ocean's story.
Yeah.
That's like that Katrina story. Yeah, that's why. Isn't that why he left?
Yeah, Katrina happened, so he got relocated to Houston. I think he said he went to Houston at one point, but then he was just like, fuck it. And he went to LA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is.
They might be doing that. They actually might. We might have figured. They might be like playing Frank Ocean's story through Nathan, which would be cool if they were. That would be actually dope.
I think so too. That's a ooh.
Yeah, that would be dope. So what's next, ma'am? That's any more Nathan?
I clicked something on your phone and it's doing the thing.
Well, stop clicking stuff and just read it. You don't have to touch the screen.
It's like a rocket ship.
Yeah, just read what's on the screen.
Okay. Sorry to call you like this. The worst.
Oh, okay. So that's the chlamydia, the clap calls.
Listen.
Yeah. So
listen.
So he's calling on and he says it's just like a play on sorry to bother you, but it's sorry to have to call you like this, and that's what he says before. That's what Lauren says before every call. And when he gets to the last girl, she's like, "Wow, we didn't fuck." And he's like, "Oh." She's like, "Wow, you don't even know who you've been fucking? The worst." No, my bad. She said the worst.
Yes.
And hung up, which was amazing because each of those words had a period after it.
And she was absolutely correct. Like, nigga, you just fucking all these bitches on that couch with no condom. Just random girls. The girl you run next to at the gym. The girl you was at the bar with while Chad was low-key crying about his feelings. Just any old body. My nigga. The recklessness. And it's kind of like, I get the whole, I've been in a relationship for X amount of years and now I'm single. I can do what I want to do. And, you feel like you got your little glow up going on as far as for, like you said, your job is going well and, you are attractive and that's fine. You could slang dick or whoever you want to, but at least put a fucking condom on.
On the couch or on him?
Have the decency.
Both. That poor couch.
Somebody was like, he got to burn that couch now. Like somebody in our group said that he got to burn that couch.
He really do.
It's got chlamydia in it. That shit got coins and chlamydia in it. Like that's what he got to get rid of that couch.
Usher let it burn. Just.
Yeah, he got to set that shit all the way outside.
Yeah.
It's pretty much. Why is he fucking? Like at least he didn't fuck him in his bed, I guess. But even with that, you could change the sheets. Nigga, you can't be fucking people bare ass on microfiber and suede, nigga.
Right.
Like, that's pretty much it. That shit is in the fabric, bruh. Like, you got to get rid of it now.
Forever. So this is a public service announcement. Just keep that in mind when you sit on anyone's suede couch.
Kind of make you understand now why grandmama was covering her shit in plastics. You know y'all niggas be fucking on the couch.
Oh.
Y'all gonna fuck on her plastic and y'all gonna be loud, so you can't hide it.
That's so gross.
Wow.
You took it there.
I did. So, so he did the clap call. What's next, ma'am?
Mr. Robinson's shit.
Oh, her neighbor, who was a piece of shit, who was coming back,
Oh.
getting his mail with a cup of Joe.
I don't have a dog.
This nigga, yo. This nigga. I love how they showing, like, you know, she finally got a hang of the Lyft job. And now they're showing, oh, remember her other job? You know, she's the property manager. She is water hosing shit up the sidewalk. And this nigga comes walking past and he looking at her do it. And he know that his dog did that shit. And she's like, Mr. Robinson, could you please not let your dog shit on the sidewalk? And he's like, I ain't got no dog. And then that nigga started barking. And he just looked at her and sipped his coffee and went to the crib.
Sidewalk, not even in the grass.
Yeah, like Cora has definitely leaked shit out onto the sidewalk, and I at least take a stick and roll it into the grass, my nigga. Like, damn, that's fucked
that was
up.
Descriptive.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. But I also understand where Mr. Robinson is coming from, because when I had Reno up here with me about 6 years ago at my first apartment, RIP my nigga Reno, that's my bro. That's my little brother right there. When he was up here, they had a $35 a month pet fee at the apartment I was living in, and I used to walk his ass right by the management office
freely,
and I was absolutely not paying
not a dime
for that nigga to be there. I was like,
I do that now. Like, Luke here illegally, because I'm not paying no pet fee.
Yeah,
and paying. Yeah, it's like you pay like the deposit or whatever, and it's like $350. Then you got to pay monthly for him. Nigga, no, I walk him freely too. And then they started saying like, oh, you got to pick up your dog shit. So if somebody pretty much snitches on you, it's like $50 fine. And I was like, Luke shits a pile, a whole fucking pile.
You just gotta walk him in somebody else's neighborhood.
That I am fertilizing y'all fucking grass. Like, hell,
it
no,
starts
I'm
to
not
be
picking
too
that
much,
shit
you know, because I pick it up, but then like if it's raining and like if there's no bags available, whatever, it's grass, you know. Like,
well,
at the end of the day, it's just grass.
And there's some people listening to this right now, and they calling all of us savages, but like,
I don't give a damn. Like, like a smaller dog. Like, if Luke was smaller.
No, your dog is way too big. I would not be picking that.
I'd pick it up. But Luke, old big ass, and this
no,
big ass.
because you need like a trash bag. No.
Like the thing with it is though. So when people in the neighborhood be like, "Please pick up your dog," shit. I'm like, well, okay, I understand that y'all are upset that people walk dogs around here and they be shitting in the open field. Like, if you have an open field and people walk their dogs there and they shit in it, I try not to let Cora shit in that field, and if she does, because I know kids play there, I'll pick it up, right? I'm just being nice about that. But around the outskirts of the field, I ain't picking. Don't be playing on the outskirts. But the other thing with that is too, people be like, oh, it's dog shit outside. You know what else is outside? Raccoon shit, squirrel shit, cat shit, every animal shits,
all
nigga.
of
So
nature shit.
how you know that's my dog shit? That could legit be a squirrel piece. Nigga, them could be owl pellets. You don't know what that is?
It does look like little squirrel pieces.
That's the other thing. Her shit is so small.
Yeah.
It turns into mud. Like, as soon as it rains, it turns into mud. As you know, contrary to or as the opposite of the big dogs around here. Niggas be around here walking full grown fucking pits, and when them niggas shit, they leave piles of shit sitting on the sidewalk. Now that's fucked up. Like, if you leaving a pile of shit on the sidewalk, that's fucked up.
And I'm not. Like the sidewalk, absolutely not. Like, Luke always goes in the grass. We go around the tree. We have our little corners, but I'm definitely not doing it. One, just like what you said, we're kids, like it's a beaten path. Kids are always in. And two, especially not on the sidewalk. Like,
and in other people's yards. People do that here. They'll let their dog shit. I've seen it. I have seen white people, prestigious looking white people, let their dog shit in somebody's yard. And I'll be looking at them like, hold up, bruh. What the fuck? Hey, you a nigga. What are you doing, nigga? Just letting people shit up, like letting their dogs.
I've never caught anybody.
Yeah, I've absolutely. And I always, it's weird because.
So they make eye contact with you?
Yeah. And they will do it, like they will I watched one old woman, she let her dog play with Cora. And then she proceeded, because you've been where we live, Deidre. It's little paths between the homes. Right? Ain't no fucking grass there for real. It's like a 4x4 foot patch of grass in front of people's yards, right? So there's really no reason for you to walk your pet through there unless you just cutting through to get to the other sidewalk. But it be people legit walking through here with their pets and letting their pets shit in people's yards, like on their walkway, in their little patches of grass. So people come out to get like they male or whatever, and they step in dog shit when they walk out the door, and they like, yo, I don't even have a fucking dog. I don't understand why people walk through there. I don't walk through those little coves in my neighborhood with Cora. Like, I don't even want her to be tempted to shit in somebody's yard. I feel bad sometimes when she be in people's yard, and now niggas out here got these cameras.
Yeah.
Because the dude at the end of our shit got a camera set up because people kept smoking near his driveway.
And he wrote a sign.
He put a sign up that said, do not, because they was smoking and leaving butts on the ground in his grass. He was like, hey, do not smoke here and don't leave your fucking butts here. Man, I walked Cora one day, and that sign had been up for months. I walked Cora one day and went past there, and I seen the motherfucker who was doing it. It's this little Arab dude that lived down the street that it's his neighbor. It's his neighbor that live across from him, comes out of his house, walks across to the other side, walks to the back of this dude's house, sits on one of the little transformer shits for BGE for the power and stuff, and will smoke a whole cigarette right there and be on his phone and then throw the butt on the ground. My man set up cameras, got the camera facing right at that section. So I know he know it's him. Like, at this point, I know he know it's him. Because this dude was doing it, the cameras was there, but I was like, wow. Like, the gall, he's sitting in front of the sign, y'all. It ain't like he don't see the sign. He's sitting right in front of it. I'm like, the gall of this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And he got money too. He got money because he drive like a new Audi or some shit. He got money. He just a piece of shit for doing that shit. But yeah, so pick your dog shit up off the sidewalk. But as far as like the grass, don't shit in playgrounds.
It's okay when you have a tangent.
Don't shit on soccer fields. We was having a tangent about my cornrows. That's wifey material shit. They want to hear about our lives. They gotta pay for premium.
That's cute.
Even though we just talked about our lives again.
We just talked about the dog life.
What's next? Did you get lost? Stop touching the screen.
It's just so fun because your phone
Stop
is cool.
touching the screen, man.
I'm not touching. I'm scrolling.
How did you get down?
So, you ever been to Prime and Proper?
Prim and Proper. So Molly does go and meet Andrew outside of her complex to get her jacket, and I've been really going in on Molly for her attire this season, and when it's been dope, I've given her props. Yo, everything she wore this episode was top notch. Like, that was Molly-est.
I really like that.
Oh yeah, like the baby shower especially, that was bomb.
That fucking Adidas jumpsuit that she had on,
that
like
was
the
hot
little,
too.
little stomach cutout part. I was like, okay, Molly, we like feeling a bit free, but she went home from work and changed into that to go outside and meet Andrew to get her jacket back. I was like, okay, man.
And that's how you do it.
And then got surprised because this nigga ain't want to let her go. He was like, hey, hold on, no. You ever been to Prim and Proper? She like, nah. I'm going to take you. Let's go.
She likes him.
Let's go.
She's just in denial.
She like, I can't go with you right now, Asian nigga. You Asian.
She's being racist.
She is being racist. She is being racist. That's what Issa called her out. She being racist. But Andrew's confidence. I like this nigga confidence. Like, that's the type of nigga.
Him. Andrew's cute. Like, you know,
little bun.
He got a little swag. You know what I'm saying?
That's the type of nigga Molly need. Like, a nigga that looks at her doing her bullshit and it doesn't bother him at all. He's just like, girl, shut up and come eat tacos with me.
Right. Exactly. Like, he's real. He's assertive and like he's like upfront. And like she needs somebody like that.
His chi is centered.
Like, that's what she needs.
That's why Gallant was like, when she started bitching to Gallant, and Gallant was like, you know what? I'm gonna go fuck Kelly. And he got up and he left. And he was like, here's my boy Andrew though. This nigga be like meditating and he would definitely listen to your problems. And Andrew sat down, he was like, girl, tell me all of it. I'm here for you. She was like, I'm tired. I don't want to stand no more. He was like, girl, that's what I'm here for. Lean on me.
Mm-hmm.
And now he trying to get in there. Like, he actually like her. You know what it is? He one of them dudes that like women like that. He like women that got these little problems and stuff and need their eyes open to the world around them. Because they got this narrow, broken focus. Phil? I'm just saying he clearly like women that's troubled because Molly showed him her all and everything. And he is like, girl, let me take you out. She's like, I'm a hot mess. And he's like, I love messes. Let me clean you up.
I need to rewatch that.
So Andrew is perfect with her. Absolutely. They need to go out. So
Orthodox Black.
So they Issa, Molly, and Kelly are having a conversation. Just talking. Just generally talking about a bunch of things. Molly is talking about not wanting to go out with Andrew because she's Asian, and again, I think this speaks to Molly's bouginess with her saying Jewish dudes choose to date Jewish women all the time. She's comparing herself to one of the most prestigious white men in this country and saying she should be able to do the same. Why should she have to date Asian? And Kelly is like, is that the black one or the Asian one? And she said it's the Asian one. And Kelly said, cool, because I'm fucking the black one.
Black one?
A lot. And
oh, Jesus.
Issa throws her Nathan story up in there. And because at one point, Kelly's like, Issa mentions Nathan. And Kelly's like, is that the black one? Is he black too? And Issa's like, girl, chill. You ain't fucking my man. Like,
my man.
And they kind of seen that Issa
she jinxed that.
She did, but that's what this is about. Like her falling hard for somebody and kind of getting a taste of her own. Yeah, we'll see how that goes because she felt she wasn't. I don't know. She fell hard, but I think he kind of roped her into falling hard too.
No, he did.
Yeah, he
kind of
getting played.
He did. He absolutely did, but. Yeah, like she, especially because the fact of, here at that particular point, he's being very supportive and, she's feeling very comfortable with him. And, I'm sure she's still kind of on this high of, I got rid of the job that I can't stand and I'm working towards something that I want to do. And he's, like I said, he's being supportive with that. So, yeah, she's falling.
What you got, Ash?
Musical Inc. Congratulations on your lights in, baby.
Okay. Congratulations.
I'm just going to read it how you wrote it.
Right. That's fine. So Musical Inc. is the name of Issa's block party, which they roast her for. And it's absolutely deserved because she said it's Musical Inc., but it's music with a Q because the Q stands for quick.
It's really bad.
We throw parties quick. And it's like, nigga, that is the dumbest fucking shit. And she was really proud of that shit. That's what made it work. She was super proud.
That's what she said in the text. Like, yeah, they said it was dumb too.
You were right about the name. So that's the second text she sent him because the first text that she sent him was when she got the call from Lyft that they were investigating an incident in her vehicle. And she texted him about, yo, Lyft hit me up about this incident. You'll holler back. You never holler back. Now it's nighttime. She's texting him again. And it's like she's looking for reasons to text him now. And because she's trying to get a reply, but she's not getting one.
That's the worst feeling ever. God, it's so sad. It's just
the MIA.
Sad feeling. And you just go to this sad place. Just you and your phone.
Wow.
Hoping that person texts you back.
A lot going on right there. What's next? Oh, they said, what she said, congratulations to you and your light-skinned baby. That was what Kelly said.
Gladys Knight cupcakes.
That was the Gladys Knight cupcakes. Shit. She said, well, you explain it because you
shit ever.
So Ashley was like, I could tell that you didn't pick up on Kelly's comments about the Gladys Knight cupcakes, and I didn't until the third time I watched it.
Sometimes these light skin jokes just go over our head when we're light skinned.
I was laughing at something else. But you go ahead, ma'am. Explain the Gladys Knight.
I was cracking up.
Oh, cracking up about what?
Oh, because she said that the color of the frosting and that it was all white. And it wasn't white, like the picture wasn't white, but she was describing it as being like light and white. And then there's these little chocolate chips that remind you that you're still a nigga.
Funniest line. Like that needs to be a t-shirt. I literally laughed for 20 minutes. Like I paused that shit and was cracking up because the explanation, and especially in Kelly's voice, hilarious.
Congratulations on your light skin, baby.
What a treasure. Kelly is a treasure. You hear me?
She really is.
She was so serious too. Made it even funnier. With the chocolate chips too. So I was like, wow. What greatness.
Yeah, so you have that.
Well, and then they like made fun of her cakes, you know? Isn't that cool? Talking about that's the backup cupcakes.
Poor Kelly. Yeah, between backup cupcakes and them who was that? Molly putting together that diaper cake, and it was like, okay, we'll put that in the bag.
Over there with the others. Don't you just love a bougie party?
No.
I can't do no bougie party.
Yeah,
I can't
I would be the one. You know what? Kelly did wonderful because me and my mouth
No.
wouldn't have worked out.
They crack me up, and that's exactly how they are. All the chevron and stuff. Gold shit.
Kelly did wonderful. She did it because, Tiffany's her friend. Because me and my mouth, I was going to say something.
All right, what's next, ma'am?
Reasons / hey daddy, she's not a hoe. She just did some hoe shit.
So they jump to a bar conversation with Lawrence and Chad, and Tiffany's husband shows up. But we talked about this before. This is when Chad is in his feelings, and any nigga that starts saying reasons for no fucking reason is deep hurt in his feelings. Like, he is wallowing in feelings. He is dripping in tears, and he is a super Drake fan at that moment. My man started singing Earth, Wind, and Fire, and even Earth, Wind, and Fire would have been like, no, we don't like fans. We don't need fans like you. So him and Lawrence are kind of going back and forth. He won't let Lawrence touch his food, and Lawrence is like, nigga, that's not how you spread chlamydia. And, they're having these conversations, and Chad is trying to avoid the fact that he is responsible for his situation. Tiffany's husband is talking about how happy he is to really become a father. His wife is a soldier, which I think is a Beyonce reference, because later on we see them fucking Beyonce pictures, the maternity pictures.
Oh yeah.
And
Mess.
and Lawrence, they're kind of going in on Chad. Chad kind of flips it like, nigga, you got chlamydia. And that's when Tiffany's husband takes his drink to go. But there's also the part where Chad is like, my wife should take me back. I would be a good husband. That's why my wife should take me back. And Lawrence is like, nigga, you cheated. And Tiffany's husband is like, well, Lawrence, would you take Issa back? And this bothered me when they showed this part in the trailer, because this was actually in the previews from last week's episode for this week. And I was thinking, like, first off, why do you assume that it's his decision to take her back? Like, at the end of season 2, they pretty much, came together on the same page. Like, hey, we both fucked up. We both made mistakes. And we're leaving on clean terms. So this idea that is still floating around that Issa is the hoe and Lawrence is the victim, it's kind of coming from that question that he asked Lawrence, would you take Issa back? Nigga, would Issa take him back? How about that? Because they don't equal fuckboy shit ground now. As far as I'm concerned, and I know some people listening might be different. No, Issa did do some hoe shit. Yeah, Lawrence did some fucking hoe shit too. Matter of fact, I won't even say he did no hoe shit. He did some fuck nigga shit, which is just as bad as hoe shit if we go in there.
And I mean, yeah, did Issa cheat? Yes, she did it once. And I mean, it's not like she was fucking 5 million people. She did it and she felt bad afterwards. So it wasn't, I mean, it's bad, but not that fucking bad as they keep saying. Or as Lawrence keeps acting like.
Right. So
let's talk about Dro. Dro looks like, where's Waldo? What the fuck is that? Dro looks like Two-Face.
Okay. So she read my notes in order. First of all, that fucking prison striped Where's Waldo shirt that he had on at this baby shower looked a whole ass mess.
He just looks stupid.
He looked like Gumby. And then
it's the closest
horse. He makes me sick.
Then I said, this nigga
part in his hair.
Okay, so the part is where the Two-Face comes from, because they do a shot of him from the side where you can clearly see he has a Caesar on one side of the part, and on the other side of the part he got finger waves. And I'm like, this nigga Two-Face now. Like, what the fuck, bruh? Yeah, he's just a weird looking dude in this whole scene, right? He looks like a kid. The way he acts in this scene is like a kid. When he rolls up on Lawrence and he's like, bro, I heard you got some kush. And Lawrence is like, yeah. He said, thank you. God bless you, bro. But I will say, one of the funniest things Dro has ever done was point to that damn random ass picture that Tiffany took to be her own icon and was like, what the fuck is that? And then he walked away. Because we was all thinking the same thing, and they had literally just had a conversation about it, the maternity pictures. Because the other ones was, one was the Serena based, one was a copy of Beyonce, and one was a copy of Cardi B on SNL. The other one was just her own
I don't feel like
idea.
this baby shower was about a baby. Like, what's the baby's name? What gender is it?
Right now, his name is Baby.
Like, it was about Tiffany.
Absolutely. All baby showers are about the damn mom.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm saying it. All baby showers is about the mom.
If you're a mom and
Okay.
you had a
No, it
baby
is.
shower.
It really is.
Is
Not
it
about the damn
really?
baby.
Most dudes don't want to even be there, like,
Because it's about celebrating the woman, not the baby. It is not about celebrating like them bringing a baby into the world. It's about being like, girl, you about to be a mom. Let's throw a party.
Oh,
Like,
that
that's
is
what it
true.
is.
It
Exactly.
is. It's
And that's
one big
fine.
party for the women.
That's completely fine. Like, if you want to, women should absolutely be allowed to celebrate the fact that they are becoming mothers.
better
I
clean
don't
this
think there's a
up.
problem with that. But don't be acting like that shit is about the baby. Okay, it's not. It's about you becoming a mom. And again, it's completely fine. You now get to celebrate Mother's Day every year. You get extra presents. Cool. Some of y'all get two
I
because
guess
you're the
because
father
of
and
the
the mother.
emphasis, like with the pictures and stuff, that's what kind of made me go like,
Oh, that's Tiffany.
like where's the baby's name?
But that's Tiffany,
Usually
bouginess.
that's there. You know, usually you see like, you know, baby colors.
But even the way Tiffany walked into the room like a fucking goddess.
She looked like an angel.
Like she floated into the room. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. I was like, okay, what is going on here? So yeah, I don't even. Wow. Maternity Czarist, I guess, sold her that dress because it was it was angelic. It was angelic as fuck. So what's the
she
next?
looked the part.
What's the next note, ma'am?
Well, he said a lot of them. Why does the baby hate me? It do that baby do.
Oh,
it's Kelly,
yeah.
wasn't she?
Yeah, that was the Kelly scene. So, first off, Natasha Rothwell deserves an Emmy nomination next year.
She does.
It's amazing that she's the executive producer and like one of the writers and as a side character on this show, a very strong side character, like very prevalent to people, one of people's favorite characters on this show. And for her to pull off that scene between her and Tiffany, like Tiffany did that scene last episode, and you were like, oh, we're getting to see another side of Tiffany. And rarely, we never get to see a vulnerable side of Kelly.
Right.
And we really got to see that this episode, and it was tough to watch. Like, I think somebody said on Twitter, and I'm sorry, I just don't agree with this. Somebody said on Twitter that it's real immature for you to be jealous of someone's child, and that's not what Kelly was jealous of.
Right.
Kelly was upset that she is losing
It's a change.
part of her friendship. Yeah, because when Tiffany becomes a mother, there are things that her and Tiffany won't be able to do anymore, and they've developed that duo bond in this squad of friends, right?
Yep.
Molly and Issa are tight, and Tiffany and Kelly are tight, and they're all a group of friends. But even in every group, there's cliques, there's little sub cliques, and that's how it's separated. So Kelly losing Tiffany, that's why they're showing her more hanging out with Issa and Molly, but that's like something we were normally seeing before. Kelly and Tiffany were rolling the spots together. They're tight, but now they're not. That's her friend. That's her bougie ass friend.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Right. And I mean, and that's the thing about friendships, especially as you grow, and get older. There are going to be things that, that you are might not be as close with somebody because of certain life choices. Like I have a really good friend that is my sister. I call her my sister. She, I met her in college. We've always been close, but it's a different dynamic now because she's married and she's married with 2 kids now. It doesn't change the fact that, I still love her and we're still sisters. I still consider my sister, and I'm pretty sure she could say the same thing, but it's a little bit different because I have no children and I'm single versus she has a marriage and she, has responsibilities. Like she has a whole set of responsibilities. So those dynamics do change like that. Like, yeah, she can't go, I can on the top of a whim, I can just leave and be like, I want to go to, let's take a trip to California or let's go out to eat. She can't just drop and do that. It's just a different dynamic. And, that can be a tough thing for somebody, especially with, Tiffany and Kelly being so close, to know that, things will be changing. And, I think it also was tough for Kelly too, because there were certain parts where she wanted to be included and she felt like she got brushed aside with, especially with the planning of the baby shower. She said she wanted to plan it, and, Tiffany was pretty much just told her, no, it's totally all right, kind of brushed her off. But I feel like Kelly wanted to do that for her friend. And, that just kind of went sideways. But yeah, she's not jealous of the baby.
No,
that's
people take things so literally.
So immature.
I mean, does it actually people take it so literally?
They do.
Explain, what do you mean?
I mean, that's like teacher said, that's real life. People move on, not move on, but they have other things that come about and stuff, and your relationships with people change as you change, and it's on both sides a lot of the times too. Even if you get, I guess, you have a different kind of job, or you have just different things going on, you can't always be the same as you used to be, and it's kind of sad. I remember when my sister got married, at first I was like, oh, when are we gonna hang out? So it's just, and then she had a kid, which I love the kid.
Well, you like kids.
So I get what she's saying, because it's no, you're not as available. You're not. It's just not. But you can still be close to that person, but it just changes. And then you make new memories. But,
It's for me, I find it odd that Tiffany made that statement to Issa last episode. And in this episode, we see that Tiffany has a whole other group of collective friends that none of them niggas know. Blair and Ashley, and they don't know any of those people who planned her baby shower for her and showed up super early, because Issa and them showed up early to help, but they showed up on time early, and this other crazy, the crazy crew or whatever she was calling them, the crazy mommy crew or whatever, they showed up super earlier than that.
That's some other real life stuff. When you have a whole bunch of friends in your life, and then some of, oh my God.
I'm just
not going to.
So, okay, me and Ashley have two microphones in this room, right? And Ashley has this thing where she has to talk freely.
And you're making me talk so that I can test it.
No, I'm making you talk into
he's pointing to me say something, and then he's like, no, move your head down.
I'm not, no.
I'm not like a hunchback of Notre Dame, so I'm not gonna talk like this.
Okay, so one, Ashley can't hear her own voice, but I can. I can hear how we all sound. So when Ashley starts talking, I can hear that she's not coming directly into the microphone.
I give up.
So I have repositioned her microphone 4 times to try to put it in front of her mouth. And every time I do, she decides she wants to turn her head a different way.
It's because we're next to each other.
I've tried to face it towards me, but I want them to hear what you're saying, because you're saying some intelligent shit.
It was not intelligent.
Was it dumb?
All day long, okay? All day. Since 9 o'clock this morning, I have been talking. You know what that's like? You know what it's like to talk?
You want to talk to some adults, though?
All
talking to adults?
Day long, and then have to be judged for how you're talking.
This isn't... she takes this as a criticism of her. This is what you do when you're producing a podcast.
I'm a Pisces, damn it.
I constantly have to make sure all of us sound amazing. Okay. That's my job.
I get it. Okay, Mr. Manager.
Thank you. That's my job. I want us all to sound great in our greatness.
How am I sounding right now?
Fine. It's very difficult for her to just look at the microphone like a person and talking to it. I can't talk without
moving my hands, and I can't talk without looking at the person.
That's fine. See what I'm doing? I'm right in front of the microphone, though. So just do this. That's all you have to do. Just make sure your mouth is facing the microphone. That's it. It's easy.
This is one of those moments when if I was somebody else, not in a relationship with you.
Right now, I'm pretty sure she sounds very far away.
You wouldn't. Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying something real intelligent.
About when you have a whole nother secret group of friends.
Oh, okay. So when you like a birthday party, like a birthday party, think of it like this. I have to think like in more recent years, I like to keep them small because I don't want to have to think about who's going to get along with who and whatever. And it's just too much stress on my birthday. You feel me? Like back in the day, I would wonder like, oh, is this group going to like that group? And they're going to meet each other for the first time. And this is all happening right here. Now I don't have to really think about it because everyone who I know is pretty much cool and laid back. But that's some stressful shit. So what they were experiencing was like, okay, well, you have different people who are close to you. They might not always know each other. And there's always going to be that tension, that jealousy there, It's just, I don't have time for that.
I think it's weird that there's a whole nother set of friends that Tiffany is bonding with. And it's clear that she's bonding with them because they're like the black mommy group. Because the Blair is pregnant. The woman that was helping set up her event as well was also probably recently threw a baby shower or will be throwing one soon. And it's just collective of black mommies who are all probably stay at home.
Her name would be Blair.
Yeah, she looked like a Blair.
In their yoga pants. Jogging with their strollers.
Yeah, that's the group that and she's kind of done that. Like she has positioned herself to make sure that she does not have friends. To make sure that she's not friendless when she becomes a mommy. So she is now hanging with other mommies
and other women who are pregnant. Mommies.
But that's what they are. They're going to be mommies, right? They are going to be black mommies, and it's the Black Mommy Collective. It's the Mommy Squad. And it's hard for Kelly because Kelly is absolutely not going to fit in with those. I mean, those women. I mean, look at the way.
I think she'll fit right in.
She wouldn't because she ratchet and they not.
Well, she's ratchet, but she doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me in trouble.
I mean, she's ratchet, but what are you saying? Because she's not light skinned?
No, that's not it.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't. I don't think she would fit in with them because me and Kelly have a lot of similarities, and I wouldn't fit in with those type of people. Like Kelly's more laid back. Kelly, curses. She don't give a fuck. Like they are.
I got confused. I thought we were talking about Tiffany.
We're talking about Kelly. Kelly is Tiffany's tightest friend, and now Tiffany has these mommy squad friends, and Kelly absolutely would not.
No, Kelly's not going to fit in. I don't know why, because I thought we were talking about Tiffany, and I thought you got.
We are talking about Tiffany.
So you said Tiffany.
Oh Lord!
And then we switched to Kelly, and I got
because we're talking about how Tiffany has a new set of friends that Kelly is not going to be a part of.
Yeah, no, she's not going to be a part of that. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's what she's upset about because she can clearly see that Tiffany has gone off and got new friends, and left her behind with Issa and Molly, who Kelly is cool with. Those are her friends, but they don't have a bond that she had with Tiffany, for whatever reason.
I don't know where my brain went.
Which honestly, Tiffany clearly is ratchet like Kelly is or was, because when she comes outside to talk to Kelly, her voice completely changes when she's like, first of all, ain't none of y'all niggas step up to throw me a baby shower. I was like, that was some nice switching that you just did. That was some code switching right there. Like, you've been talking to Blair and them like all y'all goddesses, blonde haired goddesses for the longest. He came up, hold up, nigga, first the fuck off. I'm like, yo, okay, that's the real Tiffany right there. So, I don't know. I think it'll wane on Tiffany after a while, because when Kelly left, she was like, where'd Kelly go? And she tried to act like she didn't know that Kelly's feelings were hurt. And they made sure to show that Kelly was by herself drinking, looking at all the bullshit, the fake shit, the shit that ain't the real Tiffany, that she knows shit.
Oh, that's so mean.
And then what Tiffany did with the whole, Kelly was like, because Kelly even pointed at Molly, because Issa was like, I ain't got no money and I ain't got no job. And I was like, true. And then Molly was like, I'm trying to assimilate into this new law firm, and I'm doing a lot of brown nosing right now, so I didn't have time to throw your wedding. And I was like, also true. And then Tiffany was like, nigga, this is my first baby. Like, we always gonna have life shit, but this is my first child. And I was like, true. Kelly stepped in afterwards, and Kelly was like, hey, okay, so these two bitches are at fault, right? They raggedy for not wanting to throw you a baby shower with them raggedy ass excuses. But I did ask you, and you said, nah, you didn't want to do it. And I see like Blair's doing it. So what's up? And that's when the real hurt came, because it was like, well, Blair's a mommy and Ashley's a mommy, so they understand throwing baby showers.
Nothing to do with throwing a baby shower.
Right. It's nothing to do with it, but she's alienating. She's like punishing Kelly as her friend for not being pregnant.
That's so messed up, because I threw one hell of a baby shower, and I'm not a mother.
Accurate.
It is not hard.
So it's a lot going on in that conversation. Like Tiffany is being kind of foul
Come to think
about
of it,
this.
how many baby showers have I thrown? That is definitely not a criteria. That is so mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's just wrong. You just have to be like, a party person.
You know who the best? Some of the best people that are like event planners and party planners like probably don't even party because most of their job is centered around them managing shit, and you can't be drinking, dancing, and getting fucked up if you're supposed to be putting the event together.
It's all work the whole time. Everyone's having fun and doing the little baby games with the diapers, and you're back there sweating like shit. When's the next game gonna come out?
Yeah. And about the whole baby. God, there's so much stuff that we still need to cover. So first, Issa and Lawrence talking. They had a nice little conversation, and I think that helped them figure out that they don't need to be together. They still love each other, but they're cool, separated. I'm absolutely not eating cake out of diapers for your baby shower. That's some nasty ass shit.
Oh, the chocolate.
Whoever decided that needs to get shot.
That's
that was
some
absolutely
nasty.
Have you guys seen
shit.
that before?
Yes, and when I saw it before, I was like, it's
every
nasty.
time I
haven't, and I'm glad I haven't.
No,
because
in
I would've
person it's
said
even
something.
worse, and they put a whole bunch of chocolate in that diaper.
That shit's nasty. The Issa's brother Amal is always gonna be fucking great in this. Nigga, that's crooked, and y'all late. Then he turns and he leaves because Blair was like, "Are these your friends?" Like, no. And he turns and he leaves. He always does that shit. And then when he tried to rip on Kelly, when he looked at the cake, which is worse, right? He feeding into the fact that Tiffany got these women doing better shit than Kelly could do, and they probably brought them fucking cakes anyway. From like Cake Boss or some shit. He looks at the cake and he goes, I mean, that cake looks so good. Why would we ever need anything else when Kelly shows up with her Gladys Knight cupcakes? And that's when she hit him with the nigga, Issa told me you can't read. Which clearly he can't read because he turned to Issa. Issa was like, why you tell her that? And Issa was like, I didn't tell her that. I didn't tell her you couldn't read. Nobody knows you can't read for real, nigga.
That's not. She said that.
No, I'm adding words to what supposedly they were talking about and whispering.
She was holding a little fake book with her hands.
What did she say? You better midnight train to Georgia. You shits on. Like, yo, Kelly is wild. So when Dro shows up, Molly looks at Dro and is like, this nigga ain't never got Candace with him. And I said the same thing. And then Candace shows up later. Issa's fucking face when Candace is coming up and Molly doesn't see her. She's like, bitch, Candace is here. And Candace, I like that they brought Candace back for that split second because I learned a whole lot in that one moment. Candace shows up. She has no issues with Molly. We find out later that she's pregnant. And you know what? Candace is fucking 3 times as many niggas freely as Dro's fucking women.
That might not be Dro's baby.
Listen, I actually I think you know what? I think it is Dro's baby
I think it's Dro's baby.
I think Candace manages her side dick very well. A lot better than Dro does.
Mm-hmm.
So if they have an open relationship with the way she greeted Molly and how cool she was, she looked at her and Issa like, y'all having a moment. It's something going on here. Let me go ahead and walk around and greet people. Candace is out there fucking like probably a bunch of rich niggas that's treating her great and then going home to Dro. Like, you can't tell me different because she looked happy as fuck. And Molly is miserable.
Yeah.
So, and they both was fucking the same nigga. So somebody was doing it wrong. It was Molly for people who didn't.
No, but Molly just got caught, like I said again. Molly thought she could handle something, and it didn't work out for her. Now she's being salty, and the fact of Candace is unbothered and about to be a mother. Again, self pity, self sabotaging.
That face
again,
that she made was so sad looking.
What? 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 That nigga got his wife pregnant? What? Like, how do you have that reaction to a married couple with child? But
Well, I mean,
did Molly think she was gonna get pregnant by Dro?
no.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Because in her mind, see, and that's the thing. That's why everybody cannot handle certain situations. She couldn't handle that situation from the jump, even though she acted like she could. Is because at the end of the day, she thought Dro and her were going to be together, and from some reason, Candace was going to get pushed out the picture, and that's how a lot of them think. when those situations come up that, you know, if I just stay and they see how loyal I am and blah, 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 blah,
They'll leave
how
their
good
wife.
I fuck the dick. Like at the end of the day, I'm, you know, he gonna pick me. Like she wanted to be a pick me and he didn't pick her because that's not how it was set up in the first place.
Nah.
Like he was never gonna leave his wife. Never.
No, absolutely not. And if a nigga would leave their wife for you, why would you want to be with that nigga?
Right.
That's the part I don't get. Like, why would you trust that person?
Dumb. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Just dumb. So at the end of the episode, I feel like that's everything now. I feel like we got it all.
So did we talk about I don't know if we talked about Nathan and his disappearing act?
So that's the last thing we're gonna talk about. I do want to mention before we get to that that voice that Issa did for Kelly when they were talking to Tiffany in the kitchen. She you know Kelly had to leave. She had some work and she'd be like, "Bitch, where's my money?" And I was like, bruh, that voice she did absolutely did sound like Kelly though. Like,
that was accurate.
that shit sounded like a Sesame Street version of Kelly hanging out with the Fat Albert gang. That shit was dead ass accurate, and I love that shit. So that was Kelly. Natasha Rothwell on Twitter was like, "I don't know why Issa did that voice for me. That was that, you know, fuck Issa for doing that voice." And I was like, "But nigga, that's you. That's what you sound like."
That was accurate.
I love her hair.
She was flossing. She was flossing. So the realization that Issa is being played and her putting all of it together, going back and looking through the texts, this nigga is coming over fucking and he's not been responding to any. He disappeared before the Beyonce shit and he's disappeared again. And in the next episode, I think he's been gone for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, he's been gone for a good little minute.
Yeah. So her like putting all of that together in her head, and these women can act. The way that you see her face calculating the fuckery. And I don't know if she's ever done this on the show before. She broke the fourth wall.
How?
So if you acknowledge that the audience is there, Zach Morris used to do it all the time on Saved by the Bell. When he would talk to you.
I thought she was just looking stupid. Like, whoa.
She was realizing that she could possibly be being served, you know, a taste of her own medicine. Like she is being shoveled her own shit from her past. Karma's a bitch. She's like, damn, am I being played? Like, she's like trying to put it together in her head. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I think that look at the end was, you know, was her. It was her looking at the audience like, do y'all know what the fuck is going on? Because I don't know what the fuck is going on right now.
I didn't really. I just think she has nice eyes and they're big, and she was just looking.
No, she was breaking the fourth. She's absolutely. You don't know. You've never seen anybody in a television show look directly into the camera. You're not supposed to do that. Because you're acknowledging that the audience. You only do it if you're breaking the fourth wall.
Oh, so yeah, I'm okay.
She looked. Yeah, she's breaking. Like the face that she made was
creeping me out a little bit.
I mean,
why do I feel creepy?
I don't know about that, but she absolutely. I'm just wondering if this is the first time on this show where she's broken the fourth wall.
I think so. I've never seen her do that. Or any of them at that, to be honest. I think that is the first time.
I thought that was I thought it was a brilliant way to end the episode. Because we are on this journey with her. So for her to kind of look to us like for answers with that look. Just confusion and angst and worry and just what the fuckness.
Do you think that's when she realized? That's what I said. It just gave me this whole like she realized like this is what is going on with him. I don't think that she knows what's going on with him because the whole next episode is her trying to contact him. Is what it looks like. Her looking like I said at the beginning. She looks the most unkept in the previews for next episode, and she's looked kept. I mean, Issa's been flossing all season. Like a lot of the comments I always see on Twitter about her is, ooh, look at her hair.
look at her makeup, look at her clothes. Even when she goes to pick up those forms in this episode, like Issa don't leave the house looking a fucking mess. That's just something she don't do.
Right.
And in the next episode, she looks a hot. Even Molly comments, "Girl, what is going on with you? Have you, babe?" Like she looks a hot ass mess. And that is her unraveling. That is her. Like I can't be getting played. So I can't wait to see next week's episode.
And you know I like I said earlier when we started the episode, like it hasn't been to the point of the unraveling of like not washing my ass or come out of the house looking all kind of way, but the whole, you like somebody and you think it's going well, and he's giving you the signs that it's going well, and the things, especially if it makes it worse when if you haven't had that support previously, and especially if it's somebody that you feel like they get you, it makes it worse because, of course, you're going to fall a little bit harder if you don't have that self-awareness. And I think that's the thing with her. Like, she did that. He was giving her all the things that she felt like she needed in a relationship or working towards a good relationship. And, like, the fact that he clearly he's hiding something, and he also has commitment issues because, for 1 minute to say that and then the next minute you just go MIA, that's, definitely commitment issues. And that's some shit because, here you are, you're having like a lovely conversation in the bed, and, he's giving you like, I really like you, words and vibes and, shit like that. And you feel comfortable enough to be as open to him. And it's like, you go from that and you probably had some good ass dick afterwards. And then next thing you know, oh, he's gone. And you can't contact him. And then on top of that, it's like you've been calling. You get Molly to call the phone, and he don't pick up. But then after you text him about the whole Lyft shit, he calls Lyft.
Mm-hmm.
And he can call Lyft and, call enough for them to close the case on, that Lyft investigation. But he can't talk to you at all. He can't text you at all. Like, he just goes completely MIA. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he mentioned in the previous episode that he was staying with the Andrew guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why too she kind of like tags along with Molly in hopes to see if she sees him.
Yeah,
which is just as bad.
And we have to we have to remember that when she first meets Nathan and he gets into that fight with old boy in the back of the car, even though old dude started it, he hops out and he runs away. He can't be connected to. I don't think that he can be like. I don't think he can talk to cops. I think he got some legal issues.
Legal issues.
Yeah,
right.
He can't, because as soon he was like, I can't. I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I can't. He literally like runs away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's got some legal shit going on where he can't get caught up with police because they might pull his record and maybe there's a warrant out for him.
Yeah, maybe he's got a warrant out.
Maybe that's why he left Texas.
That could possibly be why he left Texas. There's a warrant for him.
He could have been in jail. And it could be too. Could have been in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Something with the flood. He slid on out and and he just left. Because what did he say? He was a barber. But he
didn't want to be at a chair nowhere. Yeah. He don't want to be tied down to one shop. And like you start to if you were to go back,
what does he do?
So I think that's what I think that's what Issa's doing. I think she's going back through everything that he said throughout the season, and this nigga is not tied down to a chair, so we never actually see him with a job. Mm-hmm. She don't know where he live at because he always asked to come to her crib. He always meeting her somewhere. Mm-hmm. His voicemail ain't set up on his phone, right? Mm-hmm. And like there's like the realization of, if I needed to find him, I don't know where the fuck to start because I don't know shit about him but what he's told me, which has all been vague shit. It's nothing concrete.
Mm-hmm. So if he ups and leaves, I don't know anything.
Yeah, she was so wrapped up in herself, she didn't really ask those questions.
Yeah, well, she was wrapped up in the whole them bonding, like him encouraging her to do her own thing,
Right.
and she never thought she like you said, she's so wrapped up in herself. She never took the time to be like, hey, why we don't never go to your place? Why do we don't never? And then she calling this nigga her man. But you don't know shit. What's your man middle name though?
Yeah, wrapped up in yourself and wrapped up in those feelings of this feels. And then of course it's not helping either that he's, low key confirming the things that she wants to hear, which is, I really like you, like, oh, I've never done this before. And just off of the feeling of newness and excitement and, like you're going off of that. Yeah, you really haven't sat down and, asked the important questions like, what's your last name? What, okay, you want to be a barber. Like, what do you do now? Like, it's never been like that type of stuff. Like, when she met him at the taco, ran into him at the taco joint, like he said his client, was late or bailed out on him or some shit like that, which could be a definitely bull-faced lie, but yeah, they just never had like the sit down and the talk. But it's a lot of it's because she is working off of feeling. She's not working off of logic. And, again, like I said, he's not helping that either. But yeah, she's just not being smart because these are all the things that she has yet to have, feelings that she's yet to have in previous relationships with the Laurens and even with Daniel. Like the newness is there. So that's what, the logic of asking like particular questions is just out the door. And now when she wants to ask them, he's not around.
Yeah. No. I think like everything we've all said here is dead ass. He is a mystery. Like he is a legit mystery. He is an enigma, and she don't know shit, and she cannot feel like she's being played, which is what we're gonna see next episode. She cannot handle that shit right now. He kind of encouraged her to do some of the shit she's doing, and now to find out that he might not be for real. That's wild. I know that's some hard shit to deal with. Also, we found out these niggas' ages. Like, I'm glad Lawrence was like he 32 years old or whatever, 33. Like, that gives me a better idea how old these niggas were. Because at one point I thought they were supposed to be like, I didn't know how old they were supposed to be.
Right, but they're in their 30s.
Yeah, acting like this, doing this shit.
I've always.
Well, I mean,
nah, y'all right.
He's older than that, like
both y'all right.
I was like, oh, you 30? Oh, you 30? Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Ash, you got anything else?
No, I think we captured it all.
Then we captured. That's Ashley's way of saying, "Damn, these reviews are long." Which she's right. These reviews are always long.
I did not say that.
I mean, it's a 27-minute show, and we just did a 90-minute review for it. So,
but just think all the shit that's on Twitter. When I don't even look at Twitter when I watch Insecure, but there are like think pieces of days on shit like that. Like I saw a long ass think piece this morning, and I was like, oh, okay.
Which is funny because when I see that stuff, I always think it's not that deep, and then we do this podcast, and I'm like, oh, it's so deep.
Oh, that was deep.
It's so deep. it's 90 minutes worth of deep. It's 3 times the running time of the show.
That's why you have a quality show that you for 30 minutes you can have people talking about this for days and have think pieces on it.
Yep.
Because it's so relatable.
Yep. So, y'all, everybody, y'all know what the deal is. Thank you for joining us. Ashley, thank you for filling in for Twan and Joy. Joy had a concert, I think, to go to. She's J-rocking it out tonight. And I don't know what the fuck Twan is doing, but he's doing something other than this. So
Twan is absent, and I was happy to substitute.
Yeah, he's absent. And we are not doing, it doesn't look like we'll be doing a 40 Acres episode this week.
Oh, really?
Which is kind of sad. I wanted to talk about Wanda Smith. I really did.
I did too, but Thursday, I was like, when you texted, I was like, nigga, I can't do Thursday. I thought we were going to have podcasts Wednesday.
That's what I forgot to tell y'all the Beano concert in DC is tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right. I remembered to tell myself.
Hold on. I have a great feeling like this shit is going to continue.
Oh, no. We still going to talk about it. Like, I'm going through these clips Like, we gonna talk about her and her just ashiness.
And her lying, like
Yeah, she full of
lies. Like
shit.
they even have the videotape of the fight with Kat.
So,
Oh,
so just a preview. Did you hear the response her husband gave and the response that she gave to the supposed that he pulled a gun on Cap? Which I believe he didn't, because they're saying in the tape that he does not pull a gun. He's saying that the gun fell on the ground, but the officers are saying he actually did not pull a gun on Cat Williams, which is fine. Cat Williams is definitely a pathological liar. But them niggas is some liars too, because the same exact way that Wanda described the story, I mean, like, same words, y'all, that she used, her husband used when he told the story. Okay, so I'm like, oh, y'all niggas sat and y'all making a murder this shit. Y'all sat and rehearsed. It ain't too many niggas that's using the term beeline to describe how a nigga is walking, and they both said it the same way. Then she was like, he made a beeline towards me, and her husband was like, he made a beeline towards my wife. I'm like, bro, I ain't heard beeline so many times in 1 hour. Y'all niggas like got this story straight together. So she full of shit anyway. Like, Frank is a really nice guy, because I would have aired her ass out again on the radio. I
would have too, because now, you know, like, the thing was, at the end of the day, you got dragged. In your feelings now, because it went viral and people are joking about it, and you're trying to act like you're the victim, and you're not, and people know you're not the victim, especially people who listen to y'all on the radio all the time, and no, you do this to everybody. You overtalk people, you be trying to be jokey, and you got dragged. And then the thing was, like, you talked about his hair, and then you tried to sneakily be like, oh, well, I'm about to go to commercial. Like that was going to save you. No, he got in your ass. And then I don't even think like I said, he wanted to do more. Like, that was lightweight for him. He gave her like I'm not going to really get into trashing your ass like I should. But regardless, she was in her feelings. And if you're supposed to be a so-called comedian, the stuff that he's saying wasn't even nothing.
No, he went light on her, but it was so bad because Cat Williams went light on her, but it was made worse by her responses that were just all terrible. Mm-hmm. They were just bad. They like he didn't even go in. He didn't wild out on her at all. So yeah, but that's what we would have talked about on the show this week. So y'all will have to wait till we do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and schedule us to do some Eargasm reviews for No Name's album and for Six Black's album, which I need to give him another listen. I'm disappointed. I can say that right now. I'm disappointed with his album, but that's just how I'm feeling.
There's some songs I really like, and then there's some songs I'm like, what?
I'm very disappointed. Because they're one of the songs that I think is the dopest. He's like, yo, you know, if niggas gonna be mad if I don't rap, so let me go ahead and rap on this joint. And I'm like, but this shit is dope. Why wouldn't you do this more on the album? Like, Six Black can sing, but he not a singer. And he really
sings in his own box.
He really trying to sing on this joint. And I'm like, bro, these ballads. I liked you because you had a thorough trap R&B sound, and this is you trying to get on your weekend trap R&B with this joint. This is not it. Bro.
I was like, sir, like you got a good way. Like, you sound just like this recorded as you do live. Like, you sound like Six Black. You don't need to try to sound like The Weeknd, and a lot of that stuff. Like the ballad sounding the Weeknd-ish, and I was like, no. What are we doing, sir?
Here's the question.
But the stuff that's Six Black sounds so good.
Here's the question. This is the question that I asked myself halfway through the album, right? I was like, how many of these songs could actually be played in the strip club? And that's how I know it's not hitting me like a Six Black album, because every song on the last joint could be played in the strip club. And I was like, these Adele-ish 6 Black ballads are not getting played in no strip club. Like, ain't no coins getting tossed at you during this track, yo.
Like, like Switch and some other ones. I was like, okay, this is 6 Black. This shit by. But then the ballads, I was like, what are we doing?
But yeah, we're gonna do a review, actually going track by track into more detail, so we can like listen to some of these songs and kind of talk about why they just. I want him to go back to struggling. Like, I just need that struggle 6 Black, because he too confident right now. He got all big name features on his shit. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I don't know how this. I don't want to hear Future sing at all, and that was not.
And he sounded off on that song.
He was off, but both of them was off. Like, well, when that's your partner, that when y'all doing a duet, that's not really. Oh boy, it's a lot going on. So yeah, and then No Name's project, I think it's just.
It's so
phenomenal.
Good.
That is, my God, like it's so much amazing use of wind instrumentation on her album, and her features. That fucking Smino and Saba track is godsend.
Bomb. It's so bomb.
It's so many good tracks on that shit. So yeah, like the one that sounds like it was Ninth Wonder produced. I was just like, it's a track on there. I can't we do this? It's a track on there that when I first heard it, I was like, I bet you Fonte would have loved to be singing on this, but I'm so glad it's not him singing on this, because he would have fit, but it would have been Fonte, and I would have been like, he wouldn't have had the range that this guy has, even though this definitely sounds like some foreign exchange shit. Mm-hmm. It's just like, in Fonte like has his lane, and I do feel like he would have been good for that chorus, but this guy who did it was better, and it still had that feel of Fonte to it. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting listening to her project, right? She was like, I'm about to be raunchy, and she's definitely raunchy on this album. So I'm just waiting for the vinyls to go on sale, because again, her cover artwork is amazing, and I need that on vinyl. So I'm just waiting for her to put them shits on sale on her site. And her tour is up, so her tour dates are out for this project.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I'm just waiting for them tickets to go on sale, because we're going to that show next year. Oh, I think it's coming through this year, actually. It might be January next year when she comes through here. But either way, I'm going. So
yeah, I'm definitely going. Fire.
All right, y'all. We'll holler at you next time. Insecure, BoobTube Podcast, where we do television show reviews. Where's My 40 Acres Podcast Network? Ashley was here. Phenom was here. Miss Love was here. Oh, Ashley went back and put her headset on, just she sounds like she's calling in as a caller. And yeah, let's go ahead and end this. We'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.